Law is a new thing or what? Tell me, class. What is law? First of all, you have to tell me the definition and the business law. Yes. What is law? Is law a new terms? Okay, Sanjay sir say that set rules and procedure. Okay. So Sanjay sir, tell me, in your house, you follow the law or not? In your house. If I say you about the law, so the first example is house. In house, we follow the law. Suppose I am the wife. My rule is because law is nothing but the rules and regulations. So my particular rules and regulations is to basically for the baby I have a different rules and regulations. For the husband I have a different rules and regulations. For in-laws I have a different rules and regulations. Exactly. But in my home, if I not follow my rules, so nobody is going to be punished. Somebody can rebuke me, but I don't think the person will be punish me. And suppose if I give you the example of bank, in bank also you people follow the law. You have to come in the bank in exact time, 9 to 6 p.m. Right? This is called rule. So this is the rules for attending the bank. When the customer come in your bank, there is a different rule. So in the bank also you follow the different rules. But in the bank, if you do not follow the rule, the punishment will be there. Is that okay? Because in bank, it is your legal duty to work. And if you not follow the legal duty, the punishment will be there. Okay? Suppose if you go to the restaurant, there is a law. There is a rules and regulation. If you go to the movie theater, there is a rules and regulation. So I think the rules and regulations are everywhere. Everywhere the rules and regulations are there. In kitchen, Rupali ma'am, if I just cook the food, there's rules and regulations. That what quantity of salt, what quantity of masala I have to just put in the vegetable. So in everywhere we have to follow the rules and regulation. So guys, in your BRBL subject, you have to study the rules and regulations that we follow in the bank. That's it. This is called BRBL subject. So, banking, regulation, and the business law. So, this is the full form of your BRBL, and full form type of question also come in your exam. So, that's why this is important. So, in the BRBL subject, you have to follow, you have to understand the rules and regulations that apply in the bank. That's it. Is that okay? Now, what is legal subject? So, legal subject is basically where we have to understand the rules and regulation. This is called legal subject. Okay, I'm giving you a one example. Okay, see, if I say you act, what is act? Act means law book. Act means law book. And in your BRBL subject, guys, you have to study 25 acts. This is very important. In your BRBL subject, you have to study 25 acts. Act means law book. In simple book class, there is a chapters, right? There is chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, etc. But in law book, everything is, mentioned in the point wise form. And this point wise is called sections. So suppose if I give you the example of Indian Contract Act, okay, so this act talks about the rules and regulations of the contract. So now the rules and regulations are written in the point wise form, and this point wise is called section. So section 1, section 2, section 3 of the Indian Contract Act. So in the Indian Contract Act, there are total 266 sections. But you do not have to learn all the sections. Whatever section that I will teach you in the paid class, only that section you have to understand. That's it. So this is called legal subject. So why the legal subject is different from other subject? Because legal subject contain sections, which is different from other books. Is that okay? So this is the basic. So Indian Contract Act contain 266 section, and we only have to study 2 to 3 sections. That's it. So this is called legal subject. Is that okay, class? Now, if I say you in your BRBL subject, there is a four module A, B, C, D. Four modules are there. The most important module is C and D. That is the most important module because it contains 70% of the syllabus. 70%. Is that okay? So in module D, if I say you, it contain total 9 acts. Module C contain total 10 acts. Module B contain total 4 acts. And module A contain total 2 acts. So now class, tell me how many acts you have to study? Tell me. 9, 10, 4, 2. So how many acts you have to study? 25. Padmavati ma'am, you will see the PDF after the class, ma'am. Okay. So guys, you have to study total 25 acts. But again, I will say, of each act, you do not have to learn every section. Only important content which is related to the bank, you only have to study these things. Is that okay? So C and D contain 70% of your syllabus. Okay. B contain 20% of the syllabus and A contain 10% of the syllabus. So this is very important. So if you want to score easily 70 plus marks, focus on C and D. B 20%, A 10% is there. So I think now you understand that which module is important for the examination point of view. So tell me class, is BRBL subject is hard or easy? Because right now I have just introduced the BRBL subject and I have just told you the modules that you are going to study. So you have to focus on C and D, and from tomorrow, sir and ma'am, I'm going to start first of all module D. Then after I will finish C, then after I will finish B, then after I will finish A. That's it. Is that okay? Pushkar sir, I have no idea. I have no idea. Is that okay, class? Now, this is very important. What type of question asked in the BRBL exam? When this legal subject was introduced in the CIB exam, okay? So on that time, I think in 2023, yeah, in 2023, this syllabus was introduced. Before this legal subject was before this legal subject was the part of your this one JIB subject. Okay, this legal subject was the part of your JIB subject, but in 2023 they have shifted the legal subject into the CIB subjects. Okay, so now see, this is your the types of question that is asked in your exam. The first one is your one liner question. One liner means 2 to 3 sentence will be there and 4 MCQ is there. 4 MCQ will be there. That is called one liner question. Okay. Section based question, only 3 to 4 questions will ask, that is totally on section based question. Okay. Definition, each act contain some definition terms. So I will give you the sheet of definition terms that will really help you to score the subject. So definition term will be asked 5 to 8 questions of definition term. The question will ask without options. The question will also ask from the without option. Without option means the statement will be there and no options will be there. So that types of question is related to the numerical, not numerical, but which contain the number. Suppose, what is the limitation period of contract? 3 year. What is the days in which we can appeal High Court to Supreme Court? So the answer which come in the form of number, this is called without option questions. So that will also contain 5 to 6 question. Year and full form. Year means the question, the paper maker will also ask the year of a particular act, because in the previous session they were asked the year of one particular act. So you have to learn the year, you have to learn the full form. So two questions will come in the form of year and full form. Case studies question. Case studies means the fact will be there. The fact contain 8 to 10 line, and the four options will be there. This is called case studies question. So case study question will be asked 10 to 15 question that will ask in the form of case studies question. And the last one is paragraph based question. One page paragraph will be there. From that paragraph, five questions will be there. This is called paragraph based question. So paragraph is also based on the conceptual class. So this question contain two question, two paragraph will be there. And one liner contain 50 questions, 50 to 60 questions, one liner. So I think these are the types of questions that ask in the exam. One liner, section based, definitions, without options, year full form, case studies question, and paragraph based question. And always remember your BFM subject, ABFM subject, and this ABM subject. None of the compulsory subject have the same pattern. Every subject have a different pattern. So that's why you have to focus on each subject separately. So this is the analysis of 1 year in which what types of questions were asked. This is your syllabus. This is your types of questions. Okay, and from each act I'm going to tell you the particular section. Okay class, so this is your particular types of question. Now we are going to discuss the syllabus. Syllabus means I will show you in module D what kind of act we have to study. And one thing I'm just going to tell you, each act you people know, because these acts are not different or unknown to you. All act, I'm damn sure, I'm 100% guarantee you all people know. So let's discuss the syllabus. That will be very, very much easy. The timing will be always of my class will be 7 to 8 p.m. 7 to 8 p.m. your English medium class will be there. That's it. Okay, Pushkar sir, Sanjay sir, Padmavati ma'am, 7 to 8 p.m. daily. If you are not able to see the live classes, you can see the recorded session. Okay, now let's discuss the syllabus. Number one, module D. So first of all, you have to understand the line of module D. It's a commercial and other laws with reference to banking operation. So the act which is related to business, that thing we have to study in this one. Example C. The first is Indian Contract Act. So in Indian Contract Act, this act is related to contract. So we have to understand the rules and regulations of contract. Rules and regulations of contract we have to study. Now see the meaning and essential point of contract. Essential points of this. What is the relation between contract and banking? What is indemnity, guarantee, bailment, pledge, agency? So these are the terms in the contract. Okay, Ganesh sir. The next one is Sales of Good Act. So in the Sales of Good Act, we have to study the rules and regulations of goods that we are going to sell. And that goods is related to the movable property. Suppose if Nikita ma'am want to sell car. So if I just want to sell car, I have to give ownership of car to the another person, and another person will give me the rupees. So I have to study the rules and regulations of goods which I'm going to sell. That's it. Meaning, essential point, condition, warranty, unpaid seller. So these are the three concepts that we have to study in the Sales of Good Act. Next is Indian Partnership Act. So we have to study the rules and regulations of partnership. That what are the rules and regulations of partners that they have to follow. That's it. Now see, definition, meaning, nature. What is the relation of partner to one another? What is the relation of partner to the third party? If minor become partner, what will happen? Dissolution of firm, and what is the effect of non-registration of firm? That's it. The next is Company Act. We have to study the rules and regulations of company. This is LLP. We have to study the rules and regulations of LLP, that is a limited liability partnership. Because from each act now, you can easily understand that what we are going to study. So LLP is nothing. LLP is the combined feature of company and partnership. That is called LLP. And you have to learn this act also. Sixth, we have to understand the rules and regulations of transfer of property. So this act is related to the immovable property. Suppose if Nikita ma'am want to sell land. If Nikita ma'am want to sell land, I have to follow the rules and regulations of TP Act. Right to information. We can ask information from the public authority if they are not doing work properly. That is called Right to Information Act. 8. Information Technology Act. Today, we all are depend upon online. I think we are just doing the online class. So, if any dispute will become, the IT Act will be handled. And the last one is Prevention of Corruption Act. So, we have to study the rules and regulations of corruption also. So, class, this is your module D. This is your module D that is very, very much important. Yes, Ganesh sir, is that okay? Parvati ma'am, is that okay? Module D. Law is nothing but a common sense and logic. Is that okay? Law is nothing but a common sense and logic. So you have to apply your common sense. That's it. So, guys, in module C, I will teach you 10 act. Okay. The first is class. Give me a second. I just coming. I'm just going for drinking water. Okay. I'm just coming. Hanji class. Then we have to study in module C. You can see that is integrated ombudsman scheme. So ombudsman is a particular authority who just listen the complaint. So we have to study integrated ombudsman scheme. Then micro, small, medium enterprise development act. So what is the connection of this act to the bank? Because from each act now we have to connect the act from the banking work. So that's why for each act, there is a connection between this act and the bank. So in this particular act, we have to study about the micro, small, and the medium enterprise. Next one is this Surfacy Act. Surfacy Act means without intervention of the court, how bank and financial institution can take money from the borrower. This is called Surfacy Act because we know that for any dispute we have to go to the court, right? But Surfacy Act allow bank and financial institution that no need to go court. You can easily come in a particular tribunal or you can easily follow the procedure to take money from the borrower. This is called Surfacy Act. Then Recovery of Debt and Bankruptcy of Act. So this act is basically how to recover debt from the borrower. So we have to study the rules and regulations of recovery of debt. Then fifth point is insolvency and bankruptcy code. So insolvency means, suppose if any company, if any person is going to be insolvent, so what rules and regulations we have to follow. That's it. After that, the Banker Books Evidence Act. What kind of evidence the bank have to present in front of the court? This is called Banker Book Evidence Act. So we have to follow, we have to study the rules and regulations of that thing. Seventh, Legal Service Authority Act, in which we are going to study the rules and regulations of Lok Adalat, because Lok Adalat is also authority where banking disputes will solve. Eighth one is Consumer Protection Act. So Consumer Protection Act also, the banking services related matter will also handled by the Consumer Forum. So we have to study the rules and regulations of Consumer Protection Act. After that, the law of limitation. Limitation means, suppose if I and Padmavati ma'am, we have done the contract, and Padmavati ma'am, you have just breached the contract. Now Nikita ma'am will file the case on you. Within how much time, within how many time I can file the case on you? So I have a 3 year of limitation. Within 3 year, Nikita ma'am have to file the case. So we have to study the rules and regulations of limitation. And the last one is your tax law. So we have to study the rules and regulations of tax. So class, tell me, this module C is clear or not? I don't think that your act is, different. You all people know the particular act, right? Sanjay sir, Padmavati ma'am, Ganesh sir. Hanji class. Is that okay? Right? Now come to the point, module B. So module B, again I will say, 4 act is there. The first is Prevention of Money Laundering Act. So we have to study the rules and regulations of money laundering. Next, Negotiable Instrument Act. So we have to study the rules and regulations of check, bill of exchange, and promissory note. Check, bill of exchange, promissory note. So these are the 3 documents that we have to study in the Negotiable Instrument Act. Next, Foreign Exchange Management Act. We know that if any nation want to develop, we have to export and import the goods. We have to also go to the other place for the job or other thing. So what rules and regulations we have to follow, that is given in the FEMA, that is Foreign Exchange Management Act. And the fourth one is Payment and Settlement Act. That in today's scenario, we all are depend upon the online payment. So this is your best thing. And there are 3 concepts in the module B. The first is, what is the law relating to securities? Securities means, suppose if a borrower have taken 20 lakh rupees from the bank, so the borrower have given movable property as a security. So this kind of security we are studying. So what are the rules and regulations for security? So in the first part, we have to study the mortgage. In the second part, we have to study the appropriation, assignment, pledge, hypothecation, banker's lien set off, and the creation, registration, and satisfaction of the charges. So these are the 3 concepts, and for this thing we have to study. Then after that, module A. So in module A, only 2 acts we have to study. The first one is your RBI Act, Reserve Bank of India Act, and the second is Banking Regulation Act. So we have to study only 2 acts in module A. So module A contain few segment: legal framework for regulations of bank, control over organization of bank, regulation for banking business, return inspection, winding up merger acquisition, and non-banking financial company (NBFC). So this is all about your syllabus of this one. Okay, now I'm going to show you the study plan of BRBL subject. Okay, just give me a 1 second. Now class, I'm going to show you the study plan of your BRBL subject. Okay, so that you can easily understand that what we are going to study. So Padmavati ma'am, this is your timetable. Okay, this is your timetable. I think that is visible to all of you. Guys, screen is visible to all of you. Give me a quick reply. That is visible. Okay, so see, today is the orientation class. So tomorrow, first of all, module D we will cover. The green segment is module C. See, the blue segment is module B, and the this color segment is module E. So Sanjay sir, 29 June, your syllabus will be finished. And we know that from July, your exam is going to be start. From 7th of July, your exam is going to be start. So before exam, I'm going to finish your syllabus. So BRBL contain Dinesh sir total 40 days. That's it. Sandeep sir, I have already told you in the starting that which module is important. Please see the recorded session. I have already told you detailed syllabus, study plan, which module is important, weightage of each module, and what type of questions asked in the exam. I have already told everything in the class. So please see the recorded session. That's it, sir. Is that okay? Any more doubt, class? And I hope so you people enjoy the session, right? Any doubt, class? Please tell me. Any doubt? So this is all about your particular syllabus. Okay. So from tomorrow, we are going to start module D. Suppose if I finish first act, Indian Contract Act. So after the act, I will give you the question of each act. So 25 act BRBL contain, I will give you 25 set of questions from my side. Is that okay? So guys, that's all for today's class. So again, most welcome in the batch of Zeal batch, and many of you also belong to the previous batches. Okay, Shiva sir? And in this Zeal batch, single batch, there is a no elective paper. So for elective paper, you have to enroll in the Mahapack. Okay? In Mahapack, everything is there. But if you have taken a single batch, so it's my request to take one elective paper, because as we know that in registration, and I hope so you people are doing the registration, in registration we have to fill the elective paper. So in my opinion, your HR subject, your it's a ruler banking, these two are the easiest subject of elective paper. So if you want to give, focus on HR and ruler. That's it. Okay, class. So thank you so much for attending the session, and please join the session tomorrow sharp at 7 p.m. That's it. Thank you so much. And do not forget to give the feedback when the class will be end. Thank you. Any more doubt? Padmavati ma'am, Dinesh sir, Sanjay sir, Ganesh sir. Any doubt? Shiva sir? Oh, ma'am, I need to clear only BFM, BRBL, HRM. So, Sanjay sir, this will be very easy for you. This will be very easy for you if you have to focus only on the three subject. Please focus only on paid class. Whatever teacher is teaching you in paid class, just focus on. That's it. Dinesh sir, today is the first class. If you have joined today, Dinesh sir, this is the first class. Okay? Thank you so much. Dinesh sir, this is our first class. This is your orientation class. Okay? There's a no previous session. This is the first class. Okay, so from tomorrow onwards, we are going to start module D. Thank you so much.